There is truly no other place I would rather be than right here with you guys tonight. You've all been working your tails off for weeks and months to help make sure that Hillary Clinton is the next president of the United States of America. And we are thrilled to have thrown our national organization and our million members behind this effort. We all know what's at stake. We know that 2016 is no ordinary year. We know that extremists are trying to close down healthcare facilities by any means necessary, with deceptive legislation, with budget cuts. I'm looking at Congresswoman Custer, who has fought them left and right, with hateful rhetoric, and even with acts of domestic terrorism last November. As a new mom, my twins are 7 months old, there's nothing, yeah. You guys should be clapping for my husband who has them alone so I can be here with you. As a new mom, there's nothing I want more for my kids than to grow up in a country where their rights are protected and they are empowered to make their own decisions about what direction their lives go. I'm sure you all agree. I think it's pretty simple, pretty common, and a pretty American aspiration. In fact, 7 in 10 Americans say consistently that they support legal and accessible abortion, free from the meddling influence of politicians who know nothing about our lives. These mainstream values, which you guys in New Hampshire always embrace, of freedom, empowerment, and dignity for women, are what drives our fight every day at NARAL. We're on a precipice as a nation. We can be rolled backwards to a time where women were injured and killed in back alley abortions, where contraception was contraband, and where too many of us had to marry for economic security and not for love. Or we can forge forward into the future where common sense policies match what real women and real families living real lives need in the 21st century. I choose the future. I think we all choose the future, which is why there's no choice in 2016 besides Hillary Clinton in the White House. Let me lay out our top 3 reasons for endorsing Hillary Clinton. Number 1, women's rights are human rights. That you can applaud for. Hillary coined this phrase, and she lives by this phrase. Hillary has worked to centralize women and children throughout her career, as a private citizen, as a public servant, as First Lady, and as Secretary of State. She knows that when we assure that women thrive, families thrive, our communities thrive, and entire countries thrive. She's also witnessed firsthand the devastating results when we neglect to empower and respect women. And perhaps most importantly, Hillary knows and says that a woman cannot have full autonomy over our own lives if we do not have access to reproductive health care, especially abortion care. Reason number 2, women are the economy stupid. Hillary alone among the presidential candidates understands and embraces the truth that economic inequality for women is an offshoot of gender oppression and not the other way around. When we can't decide when and how and if to grow our families, everything else fades from view, from educational opportunity to professional prospects. Women are the engine of the American economy and breadwinners in over 50% of families. When we can't determine our own childbearing, everyone loses. That's why Hillary has been out loud and proud campaigning against the Hyde Amendment, which discriminates against low-income women, robs them of their rights, and often traps them in poverty. Reproductive freedom is a key to economic equality for us, and Hillary is a champion for both. Reason number 3, a woman's place is in the White House. This may sound like a campaign slogan, but it has a special significance when you do the kind of work that we do. I say it all the time. Our opponents are not anti-abortion. If they were, they would join hands with us and fight for all access to contraception, accurate sex education, and the kinds of economic policies that help working moms. They don't do that. They would fight pregnancy discrimination. They would fight for paid parental leave. They don't. This fight is not about abortion. It's a clash of worldviews, and there's no better way to repudiate the worldview that women are subservient than sending one of us to the highest office in the land. Hillary is knowledgeable. She's knowledgeable on both substance and process. She will get things done in a gridlocked DC and in a turbulent world. She's insatiable in learning new things, and that knowledge translates into a formidable fighting force for our values at home and abroad. And you know what? As Hillary always says, if that's playing the gender card, deal me in. Look, this is no normal year. The stakes are high in 2016. This year, the Supreme Court will hear a case that will define abortion access more than any since Roe v. Wade, which, as you know, was the start of our fight. It was never the end. Already, the crisis in our country has meant self-inductions of abortions are up, and there's a disturbing increase in women facing jail time for miscarriages. All around this country, our rights are under siege in state houses, and the next president will almost certainly have several Supreme Court picks. We know how to combat this scourge. We know how, but it will take more than allies. It will take a champion. Hillary is that champion. She understands, like we do, that silence is surrender. In the face of a political landscape this hostile to reproductive rights, words matter, and so do the absence of them. Hillary's full-throated embrace of our fundamental rights has shown commitment, courage, and leadership. And my friends, this is what a champion looks like. This is what a champion looks like. This is what a champion looks like. I know we're all here to thank Hillary for being a champion for all. NARAL and our members are so thrilled to be in this race with Hillary. We're so thrilled to all be in it together. Thank you so much for being here tonight, and let's keep working hard so we can make sure Hillary Clinton's the next president of the United States.